Start with this. Caitlin Clark's leading, and we've got 4 Indiana Fever players in the top 10, which I think can be expected. And there's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all.
The WNBA season has detonated onto the national stage like a supernova, eclipsing previous viewership records and drawing unprecedented attention from every corner of the globe. But beneath this glittering veneer of success, a fierce, clandestine battle for influence has been raging, a silent war determining who truly wields power within the league's burgeoning landscape. And the initial returns from the WNBA All-Star fan voting have not just delivered a surprise, they've unleashed a shockwave that has fundamentally exposed a colossal chasm between the mainstream media's carefully constructed narratives and the raw, undeniable will of the fans. What was aggressively pushed as the inevitable future, what was relentlessly hyped as the league's shining beacon, is now crumbling into dust under the cold, hard light of actual fan preference. Prepare for a profound revelation, a deep dive into the very soul of the WNBA's power struggle.
In the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
The list is out. The list is out, man. Check out what Chloe ended up stating. Caitlin Clark is #1 in All-Star fan voting in the first returns the league just announced. Clark has 515,993 votes, while Minnesota's Nafisa Collier is second, and Indiana's Aaliyah Boston is third.
She's the only player to eclipse 500,000. Nafisa Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000.
Let's be brutally clear from the outset. One player is not merely leading the WNBA All-Star fan voting. She is utterly dominating, obliterating all contenders and leaving an unfathomable void between herself and every other star in the league. We're talking, of course, about Caitlin Clark, whose fan vote tally has reached an almost mythical 515,993. This isn't merely an impressive statistic, it's an earth-shattering declaration, a lead so immense it beggars belief, dwarfing even the most established legends of the game. To grasp the sheer scale of this phenomenon, consider her closest competitor, the phenomenal Minnesota Lynx leader and current MVP frontrunner, Nafisa Collier, who trails significantly with approximately 485,000 votes. That's a staggering gulf of over 30,000 votes, a monumental divide that screams of unparalleled devotion and fervent loyalty of Clark's fan base. Clark stands as the singular player to have broken past the 500,000 vote mark this year, a solitary colossus in a landscape populated by immense talent, and the whispers, once faint, are now deafening roars, suggesting that Clark isn't just destined to win, she could remarkably shatter the 1 million vote barrier by the time the voting period concludes. This isn't merely an ambitious goal, it's a potential historical achievement that the WNBA has never witnessed. A watershed moment that would forever alter the league's perception of its own reach and resonance. This isn't simply about a highly skilled athlete drawing attention. It's about an indomitable, relentless force that is fundamentally rewriting the very fabric of how the league comprehends and engages with its audience. Her supporters aren't just casual viewers or fair-weather fans. They are a fiercely loyal, profoundly passionate, almost zealously unified army, deeply invested in every clutch play, every resilient performance, every triumphant moment. They don't just passively cheer from the sidelines, they act, transforming their unwavering belief into a tangible, record-shattering torrent of support that no other player can even dream of matching. This, they are screaming, is what true popularity looks like.
Fam, you literally have 5 players looking like they're going to be in the All-Star game. Check this out. You got Caitlin Clark right here, Aaliyah Boston right here, right? We go down a tad bit, Kelsey Mitchell. Go down a little bit, Lexi Hole. That's 4. That's 4 already. And then at 16, you have Natasha Howard, fam. Yo, oh my goodness, man. I know they are eating crow right now, man. Swinging. You cannot mess with this fan base, all right? Caitlin Clark fan base is the most dangerous fan base in a good way, all right, when it comes to voting.
So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said, so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
And the seismic impact of this unprecedented fan movement extends far beyond Clark herself. It's triggering a breathtaking ripple effect, a cascading wave of collective power that is uniquely catapulting her entire team, the Indiana Fever, to unexpected and unprecedented heights within the All-Star conversation. Suddenly, the Fever, a team that has navigated its fair share of early season turbulence and growth pains, finds itself in an astonishing position, poised for an improbable All-Star takeover. This isn't just the story of one superstar. It's the astonishing narrative of a singular phenomenon that is, quite literally, dragging an entire roster into the brightest, most coveted spotlight. Just consider the sheer audacity of this lineup. You have Caitlin Clark, undeniably the queen of the votes, positioned at the absolute pinnacle, but then a formidable and undeniable presence in the paint, Aaliyah Boston, who has solidified her remarkable standing in 3rd overall with an astounding 447,000 votes. And the list of Fever contenders simply refuses to stop there. The explosive scorer, Kelsey Mitchell, is not just climbing, she's rapidly ascending the ranks, securing a remarkably strong position with approximately 277,000 votes. The versatile and gritty Lexi Hull commands respect and attention with an impressive 217,000 votes. Even the seasoned veteran Natasha Howard is tenaciously hanging tough in 16th place, defying conventional wisdom, and the fiery, tenacious Sophie Cunningham is making rapid strides, now remarkably sitting at an impactful 23rd. That's not just 4, that's an astonishing 5 Indiana Fever players, 5 individuals from a single squad who now possess a legitimate, undeniable, and truly unprecedented shot at securing coveted all-star spots. This is a monumental, almost unheard of shift in team representation within the all-star landscape, a profound demonstration of collective power that is shaking the very foundations of traditional sports fandom. It is almost entirely attributable to the sheer, unbridled, and unwavering energy that Clark's colossal fan base is unleashing. They aren't simply voting for her, they are strategically, decisively, and vociferously ensuring her teammates receive the recognition and the grand platform that they passionately believe they've earned. This kind of widespread, unifying influence is extraordinarily rare. Most players, even bona fide, established superstars, struggle immensely just to pull themselves into the national conversation, let alone elevate an entire team. But Clark's supporters, they are a force of nature, an organized, dedicated army, proving unequivocally that their loyalty extends far beyond individual accolades, creating a powerhouse of unified support that is truly, demonstrably rewriting the established order and silencing the doubters who, just weeks ago, were eating crow.
Now, if you were thinking that you were going to be able to keep Caitlin Clark out of the All-Star vote, you're crazy, man. All right? You're really out of your mind if you thought you were going to be able to keep Caitlin Clark out of the All-Star vote.
So we are 6 players down the list, and I've yet to see the name Angel Reese or one of her dozens of aliases. I haven't seen Bayou Barbie. I haven't seen Me Bounds, Queen, Social Media Princess.
Angel Reese. Well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Speak, everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough and what happened at LSU ain't enough and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place. People keep telling me supposed second most popular player in the league. That doesn't look like the second most popular player at all.
But while Clark's unstoppable legion of fans is busy carving out new chapters in history and propelling her team to unforeseen heights, another deeply entrenched narrative, meticulously constructed and aggressively disseminated by the mainstream media, is undergoing a spectacular, humiliating collapse under the unforgiving glare of fan reality. For what feels like an eternity, we have been incessantly bombarded with one specific name, relentlessly, almost dogmatically, positioned as the undisputed face of the WNBA. Headlines from venerated publications like Forbes brazenly declared her a primary engine of the league's monumental growth. She herself has been an eager participant in this narrative, boldly proclaiming her indispensable role, asserting with unwavering confidence that she is the singular reason audiences are flocking to watch, and even declaring her own indelible place in history for promoting the game. We are undeniably referring to Angel Reese. Her presence has been nothing short of ubiquitous ubiquitous across every conceivable platform, saturating social media feeds with aliases like Bayou Barbie and Mebound's Queen, dominating interviews, generating a seemingly endless cascade of attention-grabbing headlines. Yet, when the ultimate moment of truth arrived, when the fans themselves were granted the sacred power to cast their votes, the raw, unvarnished numbers tell a profoundly different and frankly utterly humiliating story. Angel Reese didn't merely miss the top 10, she's currently languishing in a shocking, almost unbelievable 13th place, clinging desperately to a mere 173,000 votes. That's not just a little behind, it's an unfathomable chasm, a brutal, undeniable testament to the fact that media narratives, no matter how pervasive, how aggressively manufactured, utterly disintegrate in the harsh, objective light of genuine fan sentiment. For all the incessant hype, for all the bold, self-aggrandizing declarations, the fans have rendered their verdict with a deafening silence when it comes to her all-star aspirations, and their collective message is chillingly clear. They are looking decisively elsewhere. To add a layer of agonizing irony to this stunning blow, even a relatively lesser-known rookie like Kiki is polling significantly higher, having effortlessly surpassed Reese with over 213,000 votes. The player widely touted by the media as the supposed second most popular in the league, the social media princess, simply doesn't look like the second most popular player at all in the cold, hard reality of the voting booth. This glaring, undeniable disconnect between meticulously manufactured hype and authentic fan appeal is now beyond dispute, leaving the media's chosen one exposed, vulnerable, and dramatically dethroned in the court of public opinion. Even another celebrated college star, Paige Bueckers, who was often viewed as the only other star besides Clark just months ago, sits notably ahead of Reese, further emphasizing the shocking depth of Reese's struggles in this pivotal popularity contest.
All fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10. And, at least, right here, one of her fans is freaking out. The WNBA Open All-Star voting, and I'm voting for Angel Reese to be an All-Star. It's been open for like a week.
Paige Bueckers is number 6, which I thought was rather surprising. 3 months ago, Paige Bueckers was the only star in women's basketball not named Caitlin Clark. She entered the WNBA dump with a massive amount of mainstream notoriety. But as soon as she put on the hard hat, as soon as she was sized for the steel-toed boots, the second she took off the UConn jersey and exchanged it for the Dallas Wankers, some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism.
So this forces us to confront a pivotal question. What, in essence, is truly transpiring here? Why are fans so unequivocally tuning out the meticulously crafted, often breathless hype and instead making such clear, unwavering choices with their invaluable votes? The answer, it turns out, resides at the very core of modern sports fandom, an insatiable hunger for authenticity, an unwavering appreciation for consistent on-court performance, and a profound desire for a genuine, relatable connection with the athletes they choose to champion. While the mighty media machine can tirelessly work to crown a player the face of the league, fans are demonstrating with resounding clarity that they unequivocally prioritize substance over fleeting flash, undeniable impact over mere widespread visibility. They are actively seeking out players who embody grit, who display an undeniable clutch factor, who consistently deliver when the stakes are highest, and who feel like real, unvarnished, relatable individuals, not just manufactured personas. This isn't merely about dissecting cold statistics or dissecting viral highlight reels. It's about forging a profound, visceral loyalty built upon perceived integrity, undeniable skill, and a deep-seated feeling of genuine resonance. Players like Caitlin Clark, Nafissa Collier, and Aaliyah Boston aren't just dominating the voting charts because of their undeniable talent. They are resonating with the masses in a way that simply cannot be manufactured by slick, expensive PR campaigns or an endless barrage of social media pushing. The fans, it appears, are actively, powerfully pushing back against the notion of being told who to cheer for, who to idolize. They meticulously observe. They keenly notice when performance doesn't align with the immense, often overblown hype. They are shrewd shrewdly and deliberately rewarding consistent hard work, undeniable on-court excellence, and a transparent, authentic connection, rather than simply succumbing to widespread media-driven visibility and commercial endorsements. Angel Reese may currently possess an undeniable, almost omnipresent spotlight. Her face may indeed be ubiquitous across every available platform. However, the cold, hard, and undeniable reality of the vote totals unequivocally shows that she's not successfully converting that amplified presence into the widespread, organic, and truly devoted fan support that unequivocally defines a legitimate fan-chosen league leader. Fans crave realness, not just headlines, and the votes powerfully reflect that deep-seated desire.
Headline at Forbes from April of this year: How Angel Reese and AJ Wilson lead the WNBA's growth. I'm sure you noticed the glaring omission in that headline. According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
Fam, they are literally about to have a starting five in the All-Star game. That is crazy work. Damn, this tickled me so bad, man, when I saw this. I said, dog, I know people are pissed at this. I really think they're going to have 6 because Sophie is right here at 23, creeping up into the vote.
The vast majority of these votes are coming from Caitlin Clark fans. Once voting is closed, they'll account for 50% of the vote. Who's the other 50%? 25% will be WNBA players, and the other 25%, the mainstream media.
But the intricate plot is far from concluded. In fact, a formidable storm is rapidly gathering on the horizon, potentially poised to erupt into a firestorm of controversy that could shake the WNBA to its very core. The league's all-star voting system is structured in a uniquely delicate, almost precariously balanced manner. Fans, the lifeblood of the sport, hold a formidable 50% of the power, an unprecedented democratic voice in who gets recognized. However, players themselves and the mainstream media each account for the remaining 25% of the vote. This intricate setup, ostensibly designed to balance diverse perspectives and ensure fairness, now presents a treacherous, ethically charged dilemma for the league. Imagine this explosive, highly volatile scenario. Despite Angel Reese's stunningly low, arguably embarrassing fan vote tally, the combined collaborative weight of player and media votes could theoretically still be weaponized to push her into the final all-star lineup. If the media, perhaps fueled by an inherent desire to preserve their meticulously crafted narrative, or driven by a need to retroactively validate their earlier, perhaps premature proclamations, uses their collective votes to elevate her over players who earned significantly, overwhelmingly more fan support, the backlash could be not just significant, but utterly cataclysmic, sparking widespread outrage and accusations of manipulation. Fans have already spoken with an overwhelming, undeniable mandate, a clear demonstration of their collective will. If the final selections for the All-Star game don't genuinely, transparently reflect their collective will, if their passionate voices are perceived as being overridden by what they see as an arbitrary, biased agenda, then brace yourselves for an absolute uproar that will echo far beyond social media. It won't merely be about one player gaining an arguably undeserved spot. It will inevitably become a defining moment for the WNBA, a stark and brutal referendum on whether the league is genuinely listening to the very people who invest their hard-earned money in tickets, who meticulously tune into every game, and who are arguably single-handedly generating this historic, unprecedented surge in WNBA buzz and overall popularity. This isn't just about who earns a coveted spot on an all-star roster, it's about the very integrity, the perceived fairness, and ultimately, the long-term legitimacy of the league's decision-making process in the eyes of its most crucial stakeholders, its fans.
You mean to tell me these unknowns are ranked 7, 8, 9 on the list are Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu, and Lexington Hull. The following 3 are Kiki Ariafin, Kelsey the Plumber, and Satu Sabali? Kelsey Plum is likable. She's a lovely lady, but you mean to tell me she's more popular than Angel Reese? The same Angel Reese who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? The people have already spoken. Again, it is the same message over and over, yet for some reason, Angel Reese and her pretend friends in the mainstream media, they haven't been able to translate the message, so Uncle KC will translate it for them. Angel Reese is not a draw.
What we are witnessing unfold in the WNBA right now is nothing short of a full-blown, undeniable fan revolution. 500,000 votes for Caitlin Clark, an astonishing 5 Indiana Fever players suddenly surging into genuine, undeniable contention. This is fans unequivocally seizing control of the narrative, flexing their unprecedented collective power. They are no longer passively waiting for traditional media outlets or the league establishment itself to dictate who matters, who deserves the spotlight, or who represents the league's future. They are actively, decisively, and passionately choosing their own stars, the players who genuinely connect with their hearts, who relentlessly put in the consistent, impactful work on the court, and who embody an authentic, relatable spirit that resonates deeply with the masses. This isn't a fleeting moment, a temporary trend that will soon fade. It's a profound, undeniable, and irreversible shift in influence, a fundamental rebalancing of power within professional sports. The league's antiquated, old marketing playbook, once considered the undeniable gospel for player promotion, now appears laughably outdated, a relic of a bygone era, utterly incapable of grasping the modern fan dynamic. Fans are no longer just passive spectators. They are the true driving architects of this exhilarating new WNBA era, demanding to be heard, demanding their choices be respected. They are showing with every single vote cast, every click, every share, that genuine on-court impact and authentic connection matter exponentially more than manufactured fame, carefully curated public images, or media anointing. The pressing question now looms large for the WNBA leadership, a question that will define their future trajectory. Will they finally, truly, and transparently listen to the thunderous, undeniable voice of their passionate, engaged fan base? Or will they stubbornly cling to an outdated strategy, risking a massive, potentially irreparable disconnect with the very audience that is fueling its historic and explosive growth? The future of the WNBA, its direction, its very essence, its long-term success is no longer just in the hands of its players or its executives. It is unequivocally, undeniably in your votes. Who will you lift up next in this stunning new chapter of sports history? The ball in this compelling, evolving drama is truly, irrevocably in the fans' court.